Insider. I'm your host, Pius Katengi, alongside me, Jake Moss. We have a jam-packed show for you today, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting off right here at Buffalo State. Jake, you got some football to talk to us about?
Absolutely, I do. Buffalo State fell short this past weekend to the University of Rochester, 23-3, in a game that brought their overall season record to 1-7. They have 3 games left on the season where they'll travel to Ithaca, come home for senior night against St. Lawrence, and then travel to Hobart to close out the season. Looking at the game they played this past weekend, Rochester was able to manage a win, passing for only 95 yards throughout the game with 3 different quarterbacks. You see the 2 QB systems, but this was a QB triangle almost. Buffalo State managed to have 150 in the passing game, but the story was the rushing game, where Buffalo State had 63 rushing yards to Rochester's 238. To put that into a per carry perspective, Buffalo was running for 1.8 yards per carry compared to Rochester's 6.8. It's really good when you can run the ball and put yourself in 2nd and 3 almost every time. Looking at some standout players, congratulations to Jason Gotti-Azard for his first field goal of the year. A 27-yarder before the half to send the game 10-3 into the halftime. Otho Cox was the leading receiver for Buffalo State, bringing in 4 receptions for 68 yards, while Kane Jackson had 3 for 42 for Rochester. And the highlight play of the day was Jack Diggins' pick 6 early on in the game for the first touchdown of the game. Buffalo State's Evan Gallagher had 13 tackles and half of a TFL, and actually won Defensive Player of the Game. And looking ahead at the rest of the schedule, Buffalo State will look to bring up at least 2 more wins to get back to their last season's total of 3, which could come against St. Lawrence and Hobart, 2 teams that are also at the bottom of the Liberty League. But also Ithaca is a team that generally has been really good in past years, but is not what they have been. And with that, I will pass it on to you, Pius.
In basketball news, Buffalo State men's basketball, we've been saying that we've been counting down to tip-off for at least the last 2 months. And we got 9 more days until the tip-off against Cayuga College, Saturday, November 8th. That will be a first match of the season for the Bengals. We did win this game, or the Bengals did win this game a season ago, 85-73. So they'll be looking to repeat that victory as the first season of the game tips off. Guys, we have a lot of content to give to you guys today, a lot of updates regarding Buffalo State sports and Buffalo sports in general. Stay tuned on Buffalo Sports Insider. We have some bills to pay.
How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
How's your serve coming? I think we'll work on it this weekend.
Amy's slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If you do... How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
And how's your serve coming along?
Not so good.
I think we should work on it this weekend.
Mom, Amy's birthday bash slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made.
As we are set to talk some soccer here today. We're going to start it off in Canisius soccer. Men's and women's team. Women's team needs a little bit of help and a win to get into the playoffs here. What do you have for us, Ryan, on that story?
Yes, a lot going on with the Canisius women's soccer team. They got a much-needed win to allow them to have this scenario that they're going to have today over the weekend. They got a 5-goal outburst against St. Peter's at home at Canisius University. A lot of contributing factors led to the win, and that leads to today's big game. It's the Battle of the Bridge. It's Canisius and Niagara, and the Griffs will be going to Niagara University to have a big game, the biggest game of the season for them. That's going to be tonight starting at 7 p.m. The scenarios is complicated, but I'm going to try to explain my best to my abilities to you. They can clinch the 3 seed, which would mean that the top 6 teams in the conference makes it to the playoffs. If you get the either 3 or 4 seed, you get to host the first round of the MAC playoffs. The 2 best teams in the MAC get to bye. So the Canisius, the highest that they can go is 3, and the lowest that they can go is completely eliminated. They can host with a win, the 3 seed, and they need help. They need a Sacred Heart loss and a Marist loss or tie will get that done. So the first job of business is they got to win and get those 2 teams to lose or tie, and they are in. They can get the 4 seed if Canisius wins and a Marist loss and a tie. So that's going to be very interesting. So they need Marist to lose and to take care of business. If everyone wins, if Marist wins, Sacred Heart wins, and Canisius wins, they're the 5 seed. That means they're in, and they get to go on the road. They're the 6 seed and final seed if Canisius loses and the Manhattan wins and the Siena loses. And if the Griffs lose and Manhattan and Siena both win, season's done and they're completely eliminated. It is a lot of scenarios to keep an eye on with that. All right, over to men's soccer to quickly revamp their season. They had a step in the right direction after winning only 4 games last year. They've actually matched that total of wins this season with a couple of games to go in the season. And if they get one more win, that is going to be the highest in head coach Michael Tanke's era, which is he's in his 5th season. There's a lot of pressure on him coming into this season, and the Griffs trying to meet expectations, trying to get better on the forefront of that. And the Griffs, if they get one more win, that's the best win total they've had in Michael Tanke's era. So trying to play hard for their head coach. We'll see if that takes praise. They've had a lot of really good help from their freshmen this season. Gabriel Leslie is playing a big factor along with Romero Nicolaso. All right, with that, I'll turn it over.
Yeah, a little bit more soccer. You mentioned the men's team for Canisius, men's team for the soccer team here at Buffalo State. What do you have on that, Mario?
Well, the Buffalo State men's soccer team, they keep their unbeaten streak after losing against Grove City, and they're preparing for the SUNYAC semifinals right now after the game against Hobart College this past Tuesday. The Bengals have more games. They have no games before the semifinals. However, I would like to make a recap of the formation today on how is it going this season for the starting lineup for the Buffalo State Bengals. As so far, Cardillo has chosen to play with a 4-2-3-1, which is very variable. However, in the goal as a goalkeeper, Carson Smith has been the one to go the starting goalkeeper for the team. He's secure with his hands and he's also very confident with his feet. Smith has only conceded 10 goals in 16 games and has one assist against SUNY Brockport. As fullbacks, from the right side is Stephen Haven, who has missed a few games due to injuries. However, he's very solid in aerial games and in defense as well. But I think from the defense, the strongest point is Matthew Stasiuk. He's very strong. He's very powerful, and he has a really good ball control. He's been the key player for defense and offense during both stages during games. Center backs, and I think this is my favorite part of the Buffalo State men's soccer team, the perfect duo, Tapiwa Mushonga and Salvador Gomez, both great with the ball in their feet, helping the team transition from defense to offense, and they both are great reading the attackers' moves, and they also haven't shown any issues in the area in controlling the aerial game. Then moving forward to the midfielders, The duple in the middle has been the biggest variable for the coaching staff. I think the only one that has been settled in the middle is Sam Gregson. He's one of the captains, and he's great in the controlling the game timing and also the momentum of each play. Not to mention that he has contributed important goals for the team. An opener goal versus New Jersey City. That was the first game of the season. An assist versus SUNY Geneseo in a 2-1 game, and an agonit goal for a tie against New Paltz. He has accumulated 4 goals and 1 assist so far this season. As a freshman, as the wings, we have Leseri Sekobo. He was not a starter at the beginning of the season, but through the season, he's been consolidating that wing position for himself. He's very quick, he's smart, and really good dribbler. In the other side, his wingmates have been varied between Zakaria Gerosa and Anei Jadu. They both great dynamic options for the wing position as well. As a 10, captain and top goal scorer Diego Rivera, the most impactful player for the Bengals on the offensive side of the team. He broke the record of 56 goals, was settled for the school. He has now 58.
Wow.
And this season he has scored 25 goals and made 8 assists in 16 games. He's fast, determined, and a great dribbler. The team has noticed his absence whenever he's not in the field. And on top, finally, Joseph Desmoni, a player that doesn't negotiate any effort in the field. A key player for the playstyle that Franco Cardillo is trying to implant in the games. His high and intense pressure really helps the team for the offensive and defensive side. And this is pretty much we have as a summary of the season for each player in the Bengals this year.
Nice. 12-1-5 record, if I do say so myself, all season. Impressive there for the Buffalo State men's soccer team. But switching gears to the women's team, another successful season for them as well. They made the playoffs last season, and they once again did it this year, this time earning a home playoff game for the first time since 2016-17 season, which in SUNYAC Conference Championship history, they won the SUNYAC that year that they had a home game in the playoffs. So home field does go a long way for this Buffalo State team. They are one of the better teams in the conference right now, and if you look at what the season's been for them, they have been a very good team. They're playing a very good team in New Paltz as well, who they tied with 1-1 earlier in the season. That was played in New Paltz, however. So the Hawks will have to come into Buffalo State's house this time to take them down in a playoff game. The other matchup, that is the 4-5 matchup, the Bengals and the New Paltz Hawks, is the 6 seed Oswego State Lakers taking on the Fredonia Blue Devils. The Fredonia Blue Devils are the 3 seed with a 6-2-1 record in conference. Oswego's kind of here just because somebody had to be here. There's a lot of really bad teams in the conference at the bottom here with Canton and a couple others to mention. But Oswego State finished with a 3-2-4 record this season, and they will be competing, as any other team is, to take down Fredonia. The 2 teams with byes are the Cortland Red Dragons and then the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Plattsburgh State has been one of those really good teams, especially on the defensive side. And Cortland's been an absolute powerhouse this season, finishing 7-0-1 in the conference. Their one tie was a game against Plattsburgh in their second game of the season. Since then, they have yet to lose in the conference. So that's going to be a very tough game for whoever does play them. The first playoff game will be Saturday, November 1st, and it will be Buffalo State at noon here at Buffalo State University. So hopefully they can get that done. But aside from that, the winners will take on those Cortland Red Dragons and the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Buffalo State's main thing here, if they can get past New Paltz, is going to be getting that offense going. They played 1 game against each of the Cortland Red Dragons and Plattsburgh State Cardinals. A 1-0 loss to Plattsburgh State, a 2-0 loss to Cortland, both at home. So they're going to have to get those into high gear, especially when they're traveling to play those teams. Hopefully they can get it done, though. It will be an interesting season for them as well. They made the playoffs last year and a loss 2-0 to Fredonia, so the offense is definitely the key for them here. We'll see if they can get it done on Saturday, and good luck, Bengals, as we will be right back with our final couple segments here in a minute. It's going to be Cooper and Cameron to talk about their respective beats when we return to Buffalo Sports Insider after this.
How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
How's your serve coming? I think we'll work on it this weekend.
Amy's slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If you do,
Hi, Lauren. My name is Katie. We're going to take care of you, okay? Ready?
1, 2, 3. How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
And how's your serve coming along?
Not so good.
I think we should work on it this weekend.
Mom, Amy's birthday bash slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If
So today we have Cooper and Cam. Coop, tell us about the Blue Jays.
So the Blue Jays are tied against the Dodgers. They are on Game 5, which is tonight at 8 p.m. Their first baseman, Vlad Guerrero Jr., is absolutely killing it. He has been playing for the Blue Jays since 2019 after about a year with the Buffalo Bisons. He's played 975 games with the Blue Jays. Teams are tied after an 18-inning Dodgers win the other day and a Blue Jays win last night.
975 games, you said? That's a lot of baseball. All right, let's talk Sabres. So, on October 24th, they faced the Leafs in a back-to-back game the following Saturday. They won the first game 5-3. Samuelson had 2 that night, but the following night, not as successful. Unfortunately for the Sabres, Leafs came back hard with a 4-3 win in overtime. Jonathan Tavares scored his 499th goal that night, and hopefully he'll get his 500th soon. Finally, last night during our NHL's Frozen Frenzy, wow. The Sabres played the Columbus Blue Jackets and lost 4-3 in overtime. Now, I love that the Sabres are competing all the way to the end of the game, taking these games to overtime against some pretty tough opponents. But they have to finish. They have to want it. I think they do, but it's got to be more. They really have their work cut out for them. Tomorrow, the Sabres will be playing the Bruins, who will more than likely be riding their high off winning against the Islanders 5-3. We'll be right back with more sports coverage.
how was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
How's your serve coming? I think we'll work on it this weekend.
Amy's slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If you do,
Hi, Lauren. My name is Katie. We're going to take care of you, okay? Ready?
1, 2, 3. How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
And how's your serve coming along?
Not so good.
I I think we should work on it this weekend.
Amy's birthday bash slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made.
Lauren, are you okay? Talk to me, please.
The Buffalo Sports Insider. I'm Jake Moss, joined here by Joe Marguccio, who is going to talk about high school football.
All right, this is it. This is the high school football playoff preview. It's the opening weekend here in Western New York. It's quarterfinal week, and it's the chance for the kids to win 2 games. They win 2 games, and they get to go play in the big stadium here. But the ultimate goal is to be playing in Syracuse in about 5 weeks.
Yep.
That's what these teams want. In Class AA, the class definitely is Bennett. They've been here before. Coach Steve McDuffie has his team rolling behind senior workhorse Jimmy Valentine. He's the heartbeat of the team. 1,230 yards and 16 touchdowns. Bennett lost 1 game. They went down to Massillon. I don't know if you ever heard of Massillon playing Canton McKinley, the huge game in Ohio. It's been around for 100. Well, they tried their luck down there, and they lost week 2, 35-0, but pretty much expected when you make a trip like that. So the only team standing in Bennett's way is Bennett themselves. I've seen them self-destruct, and that happens. But expect a methodical rushing attack and a relentless defense out of them. Okay, prediction is we got Bennett advanced into the section finals and on to play after section 5. They go on to play a Rochester school, and the Rochester schools come here this year. I believe the games are going to be at Williamsville South. Now, sitting in Class A is Health Science, a charter school, and they are in a league of their own. They're 8-0, and they have a bruising ground attack with 2,000-yard rushers. Kavion Pitts with 1,305 yards, 20 touchdowns, and Kevin Guy 1,072 yards and 10 touchdowns. And they have a run-first mentality and throw whenever you might need to, and that's the only time they throw. Physical defense. Last week, though, they played Williamsville North, and it was there was a little struggle against them. So they really hopefully they don't have to play them again. Look for Health Science to get the high mark. Expect physical downhill games with them, and look for them to advance to play the Rochester teams. Section B, though, this is where we have 2 teams pitted against each other in Williamsville South and Iroquois, and they both are aerial attack teams. We got Philip Ganji, a junior, piloting Williamsville South with 1,600 yards, 23 touchdowns, and in B2, the Iroquois Redhawks ride Justin Kloitz's arm. He had 1,987 yards and 30 touchdowns. Now, the siege should definitely hold true. We will see these 2 face off in the stadium. And the winner of that, who it's too close to call for me, will move on to play against Rochester. Now, in Class C, Southwestern Frewsburg Trojans, that's 2 schools put together down there in the southern tier where the schools are kind of small. They kind of merge up together. They were 8-0 over the season. They only gave up 27 points all season. Their offensive engine was a kid named Braden Fuller. He ran the ball most of the time. Their chief challenge is a Barker Royhart, who was 6-0 in league play, 7-1 overall. Joseph Ryder was their main man with nearly 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. The prediction there is probably Southwestern Frewsburg. In high school football, you don't see too many upsets. It's rare. So look for them to get to the finals and go on and play Rochester. Then in small, tiny Class D, the New Fate Panthers are probably the area's team that could most likely go the farthest in the state. They were 8-0. Nobody even came close to beating them. They have a near unstoppable quarterback. I call him Mac Superman Capon. 875 yards and 10 passing touchdowns, 110 carries with 1,456 rushing yards, 23 rushing TDs. So that's 33 touchdowns overall. He is 6'4", 210. And when you're talking these little small schools, which only got 23, 24 guys on him, you get a guy like that, he's just going to bruise those other teams. Wilson is the lone team with a legitimate shot to make Newfane sweat. They played them a few weeks ago, but it was 46-25. I look for Newfane to cruise to the section final and possibly a rematch with Wilson at Highmark. And that's pretty much it for high school. We'll be back next week to talk semifinals, and because right now we got quarterfinals.
And we'll be back after these messages.
How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
How's your serve coming? I think we'll work on it this weekend.
Amy's slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If you do.
Hi, Lauren. My name is Katie. We're gonna take care of you, okay? Ready?
1, 2, 3. How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
And how's your serve coming along?
Not so good.
I think we should work on it this weekend.
Amy's birthday bash slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If
And welcome back to Buffalo Sports Insider. I'm Jake Moss, joined here by my fellow Puce. And to start off our NFL segment, we're going to kick it off with the key Week 9 matchups. We have a few good ones here, and the one I really want to highlight, other than the one that's glaringly obvious, Houston and Denver. This is a game where these are two really good defenses, and especially in a AFC where it's very top-heavy. You have good teams and you have bad teams.
Yep.
This is a game where you could see one offense really struggle to take control of the game. And for me, I love a defensive battle. They're always fun to watch. Pat Surtain is not going to play in this game, though.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's going to open up a lot for the Houston receivers like Nico Collins, possibly rookie Jaden Higgins actually getting some looks now. And I'm excited to see how Bo Nix will attack Derek Stingley and this D'Amico Ryans defense. A lot of blitzes, which is what Nix usually handles pretty well. What about you?
And just looking on the Texans side, I watched that game against the 49ers. Xavier Hutchinson, the receiver,
Yes,
went absolutely insane. So I'll be looking at him in this matchup as well without Pat Surtain in the backfield. There's going to be a lot to look into. Another match I got circled, aside from the obvious and glaring, is the Colts and Steelers. Are the Colts on upset alert? I personally don't think so. They are 7-1. They are a formidable team. They are good both on offense and defense, as well as special teams. And the Steelers, they kind of look like they're stumbling a little bit. That matchup against the Green Bay Packers did them no favors whatsoever. I mean, Aaron Rodgers looks like he was running for his life, and I don't think anything's going to change against this Colts front line.
No, absolutely. And to speak of it, it's really hard when you have a quarterback who can't really run. And not that Aaron Rodgers can't, but if we're being realistic, he's 41 years old, coming off multiple ligament injuries. So it's a defense that's going to blitz him a lot and force him out of the pocket, which he has shown is where he struggles now. And we mentioned the obvious and glaring twice. Obviously, Buffalo plays Kansas City here in Buffalo. There's only so much you can talk about that to this point because we've seen it time and time again. And in the last 10 matches, I believe it's 4-6 or 5-5. The problem is 0-4 in the playoffs. So generally speaking, this should be a game for Buffalo. The problem is the telltale is that it doesn't go well later in the year. Bouncing it down our list, talking MVP. I know it's week 8 has just ended, but we're halfway through the year, and that allows us to have some actual warranted speculation. The one that really jumps off the page to me, Patriots quarterback Drake May in his sophomore year. This is a quarterback who has done more with less, and we've seen in the past years they've rewarded quarterbacks for doing so. Lamar's most recent MVP was when that team was ravaged with injuries. Josh Allen's MVP came on an offense where it was Josh Allen and everyone else. So this is a year where Drake May is throwing to, yes, they have Stephon Diggs, but it's a 32-year-old Stephon Diggs, again, coming off a ligament injury, and Kayshon Boutte and Demario Douglas. When you look at that on paper, it just doesn't scream MVP. So the fact he's able to continuously, convincingly win football games and play quarterback to the level he does is absolutely astounding.
Yeah, you have to look at Drake May. I mean, when you look at his completion percentage through the first 8 games, only one quarterback in the entire history of the NFL has a better completion percentage, and that's Drew Brees. I love Drake May, but I love Jonathan Taylor a little bit more. I mean, you talk about 25 touchdowns since the beginning of the season. He's on pace to breaking the rushing touchdown record.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about Saquon Barkley winning MVP last season. He didn't, and he had 29 touchdowns. This guy has 25 off the 8 games. This is insane. This is the type of stuff that we used to read about or look at videos, you know, when we seeing Emmitt Smith running or Barry Sanders or
Tomlinson.
Exactly, Damian Tomlinson or somebody. This is Jonathan Taylor for the Indianapolis Colts. He's my favorite to win MVP. I love the Drake May pick. I can't be mad about that. If I had to throw a little name in there, I know most people won't be happy about this one. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is coming. Patrick Mahomes has returned. I think that on this Sunday, he will show you guys that he is the real deal. This is not a Fugazi team anymore. He has arrived. He has his weapons with him. Travis Kelce looks a little bit more like Travis Kelce. We got Xavier Worthy. I think he's a little questionable right now. But, you know, the Chiefs are coming, and Patrick Mahomes is coming back for that throne.
And the big thing they missed was the speed to open up the underneath. And now that they have Worthy and Thornton actually getting downfield, it's opening up everything underneath for Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce. A few other names I wanted to mention. JSN is obviously having a receiving year that is above all else in every statistical category. And Baker Mayfield, who was probably 2 weeks ago our favorite, doing the more with less technique, and has just, it's been a mess in Tampa, but he played well last week, and I think he will kind of get it together as they get healthy. Moving on to the last part is standout rookies. Now, there's so many rookies this year in the NFL that are getting playing time. Not only that, but playing very well. One I wanted to highlight, 4th-round rookie Harold Fannin out of Bowling Green State University, rookie tight end on the Cleveland Browns. And for me, he was my tight end 1 going into this year. With the class with Warren and Mason Taylor and Colston Loveland, Fannin was my favorite. And I just don't think you can realistically overlook 110 catches and 1,800 yards and 10 touchdowns at any level of college football, especially when you look at that and you see the TE in the position slot. So I think for him, he's becoming more and more friendly with Dylan Gabriel. And I think regardless of how the quarterback position plays out, they're going to be able to use him as that H-back or big slot that a lot of teams are growing to love.
100%. You know, when you're a young tight end and you're able to get that gain and trust of your coaches to able to put the ball in your hands, that can go a long way in your career. I had Tyler Warren as well. I really like Tyler Warren out of Indianapolis Colts, rookie out of there. But the one rookie I had circled out is straight out of Tampa Bay. We talk about Emeka Egbuka. Sorry if I butchered that name. He's a 19th overall pick. He has 5 touchdowns. He leads the team. Now, this might be a little caveat because Mike Evans is injured. But this rookie leads the team in targets, catches, first downs, receiving touchdowns. I mean, he can do it all. I mean, you get him one-on-ones and it's over. You know, he can burn any cornerback in this league. He's a young guy. He's hungry. He's ready for it. I got my circle around Emeka Egbuka. He's my standout rookie, and I just want to see him do great this season.
Absolutely. Just to highlight a few others, Deone Walker, rookie defensive tackle for the Buffalo Bills, has been 4th overall, not just of rookies, but in the NFL in run stop rate among defensive tackles. Teteroa McMillan has done a great job to open up that Carolina Panthers offense, a team that with their actual quarterback has looked pretty well. And Jackson Dart obviously stepping in for Russell Wilson whenever he lost a job or got hurt or whatever you want to consider it, has shown prowess and the ability to hang in the NFL. And with that, we will go to our final break before our final segment for the NFL Power Rankings.
How was school today?
It was good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
How's your serve coming? I think we'll work on it this weekend.
Amy's slumber party is this weekend.
Is your homework done?
No.
That was the deal we made. If you do...
wouldn't do that. So why do you do this? Distracted driving kills an average of 9 people and injures over 1,000 every day in America. Put down your phone. Lives depend on it. Don't drive intoxicated. Don't drive intoxicated. A sobering message from AAA.
Welcome back to Buffalo Sports Insider for our final segment of the NFL Power Rankings. I'm going to pass it right on to Joe.
This is our Halloween edition of the Buffalo Sports Insider Top 10. We had 3 teams tied pretty much for the last spot, so we'll call them all 8. Seattle, 5-2, was on a bye. The Seahawks are on the road against the Commanders, which the capital is still there. They're 3-5 Sunday night. What do you guys think about that one, team?
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game. We'll see if Jaden Daniels plays in the game. Washington, I think they missed some of their opportunities to try to convert on 4th down, especially 4th and short against Kansas City. So we'll see if Seattle's defense has actually been good this season, especially their secondary, to see if they can stop that. Jackson Smith and Jigba, as you had with your last segment, he's been really a beast this season. Same with Seattle's running game. They've had a 1-2 punch, as I said last week, with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. And, Sam Darnold, we saw him going to Queens and going to Seattle, and he's actually been playing really well. We thought, maybe Minnesota's a proof to see with the contact season, see what happens when he goes and see if he actually falls off the chart. But no, he is not. With a number 1 receiver there in Seattle, it's JSN. He had a number 1 receiver in Minnesota. You got Torrey Horton that's been playing a part of it as well, along with others in Seattle. I think the Seahawks, they're in a really good spot.
I agree. And for me, it's the position players. And they have so many of them. They're really good. They can kind of beat you anywhere on the field, whether it be backfield or receiver, or just let their quarterback go sling it.
Okay, Denver, 6-2. The Broncos dismantled Dallas, 44-24. The Broncos are at Houston. You talked earlier about Houston in this game.
Yeah, I think Denver's a team where they're really, really well coached. This is a team where nothing really jumps off the page talent-wise outside of Defensive Player of the Year, Pastor Tan, who will no longer be playing for the next 4, 5, 6 weeks. So I think the roster itself is built to just do their job and win football games, and that's why we see them start slow and win every week.
Absolutely. Jaden Barron has been really a big part of their defense with Pat Surtain going down. He's been playing real well, I would say. Troy Franklin as well. Bo Nix, you're getting your groove. He's getting his groove together with his receiver. Cortland Sutton maybe had a little bit of a down week, but he's finding a new connection. Troy Franklin, as we mentioned earlier, he's gotten, his running back, J.K. Dobbins, has played a really big factor there. R.J. Hardy has been playing a factor as well. Denver, they're playing really well on all 4 stages of the ball. See if they continue that. That's going to be a really interesting game against Houston.
Okay, the Patriots, it's 6-2. They butchered the Browns 32-13. The Patriots host the Falcons, and the Brownies let me down last week. I called for an upset. But Myles Garrett got 5 sacks, and we didn't get the bad weather we were hoping.
No, we did not. New England, it really was interesting and really was fun to watch their offense. They were dialing up some trick plays, and, you see them trick play to Mac Hollins. That was really, really fun. Their offense actually started. It pains me to say it as a Bills fan, but their offense is actually fun to watch, and I think New England's back.
Absolutely, and they're when you look at it before the season, you think what team is really going to get the division.
Yes.
You always say Miami, but New England's really burst onto the scene. And not only that, when your quarterback can get sacked by the same guy 5 times and then still keep up his MVP case, and not only that, any other time a player has had 5 sacks in one game in NFL history, they hadn't lost by more than 3 points. They lost by 3 possessions. So it was an ultimate rout, honestly.
Yeah.
They got blown out. Okay, at number 7, the Bills come in at 5-2, and they pumpkin smashed the Panthers 40-9 behind the running of James Cook.
Yes, James Cook, he was a big-time player. This is what happens when you constantly run the ball with James Cook. He's been really the MVP, I would say, for the Buffalo Bills offense this season. But I will say this for the Buffalo Bills, they need to go out and get someone to get for Josh Allen to throw the ball to. I don't know who that's going to be, but they need to get something for their passing game. I think it may get exposed this week against Kansas City. I know you got Khalil Shakir, who actually broke a really long touchdown. He really needed to do that. But the Bills, they need to get something. They need some help for Josh Allen as well.
Are you talking this year? Or are you talking trade deadline?
Yeah,
Trade deadline.
Yeah, we got to do it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the two that have been rumored with were Rashid Shaheed and Jacoby Myers. which
Yes.
I like the Shaheed fit a lot more, especially for what the offense doesn't
Completely
already
agree.
have. But for me, it was really funny to watch the game and see the Carolina Panthers, who just used Rico Dowdle to demolish. It was it's an offense where out. So if they can get a receiver that can win against man and run the ball like that consistently, they're going to be there at the end.
All right, the Eagles coming in number 6-2. They got revenge on the Giants by performing an exorcism on Cam Skadbow's ankle. And they're on a bye this week, the Eagles.
Yeah, it's going to get lost in the game, but there is a very controversial call in a touch-push play. The referees blew the whistle a little bit too early with the Giants having to, they stopped the Eagles on 4th down and they actually recovered a fumble, but the refs blew the whistle too early. I felt like that really changed the momentum of the entire game and really favored the Eagles. I think the Giants got screwed there, and that might be a main reason why this push play may be banned. Tough is going to be saying.
Absolutely, I agree. I think last year it should have been gone, in my opinion. But that was the play where if they're going to blow that dead at forward progress, that play will not survive another year.
Yeah.
Because half the teams that said, yeah, let's keep it, are going to see that, hey, if we happen to get a stop there and literally rip the ball out of the quarterback's hands, it's not our ball. So I think that play did end the tush push. But I do think Philly is a very well-rounded team. And as long as Jalen Hurts passes the ball like he has been the past few weeks, they're also going to be there at the end when it comes to the NFC.
They also didn't have A.J. Brown this week, so
Absolutely.
that played a big factor as well.
And now they get healthy.
Yep.
All right. The Rams, 5-2. They were on a bye. They returned from the vacation in London. They mistakenly flew to Rome because they thought they were playing the Saints in the Vatican City. But that game is actually in Los Angeles against the 1-7.
Yeah, they took care of the Saints. And this is a team where the Rams rely a lot on their veteran leadership. I think Matt Stafford being the centerpiece of the offense, and especially with the amount of youth that's on that offense, it allows them to really just everyone look to this guy. And as long as that guy is that guy, then they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, their defense is actually really, really good. Puka Nacua has a chance to return, I believe, this week, and that's going to be a big help for that. I think they're going to take care of the Saints. There should be no reason for them not to, and I believe they have the Ravens the following week for Lamar's return.
Yep.
All right, at number 4, the Tampa Bay Bucks, 6-2, sacrificed the Saints 23-3. The Bucks are on what is an understatement, a much-needed bye.
Absolutely. Tampa Bay is one of those teams where if they were healthy, they would be absolutely a top 2 team in the NFL. And it's just a matter of they don't have their players. And it's so hard to play this game of power rankings where teams are hurt and they're better than they should be, but they're not playing to that level because they don't have their guys.
Yeah, Anthony Nelson, by the way, he was a big-time playmaker on their defense. They needed someone to step up. They had no Hassan Reddick, and funny enough, he stuck into that spot and made 2 massive defensive plays. I believe he returned 2 defensive touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken there. But anyways, he's been a big part. He's been, somebody needs to step up on their defense. With the offensive injuries happening, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans is done most likely for the year, or at least a good chunk of this season. They needed somebody to come up on defense, and Anthony Nelson did that. They took care of the Saints, and now the Saints have a new quarterback in Tyler Snow.
Yep.
All right, number 3, the Green Bay Packers at 5-1-1, pummeled Pittsburgh in primetime, 35-25. The Pack is set to take on the Panthers 4-4 in Lambeau.
They're going to have a really, really interesting throwback uniforms. They're throwing it back to the 1930s in that game. The Packers are going to be fun to see. But anyways, the Packers, they took care of business. And I want to say, I apologize for having you out of my top 10 a couple of weeks ago. You proved me wrong.
The Pack is back.
Yeah, the Pack is back. They need to prove me wrong. Jordan Love, and it wasn't for Greg May. I think Jordan Love might be creeping up those haters, and he was forgotten. The game was about Aaron Rodgers coming back to face his former team. And Jordan Love was out of the spotlight, and he proved himself wrong in the game. And gotta say, who's going under the bus this week? It's Tucker Kraft, and he had a big game. He won me actually my fantasy league, so thank you for that. But yeah, he had a massive game. Tucker Kraft, I mean, they had Christian Watson back, so now they can spread the ball more a lot.
And Jordan Love has shown he's got that gunslinger mentality, the play style, where he will throw the ball wherever, whenever. He just has to see that it's someone open. And it was the big gripe in early Josh Allen's career where the turnovers were an issue. If he can play a game like he does against the Steelers, where he can consistently make these deep shots and make these smart throws and not throw it to the Steelers, they're going to be a dangerous team, especially with the defense they have.
All right, at number 2, Detroit, 5-2. They were on a bye. The Lions returned to Ford Field to take on their division rivals, the Vikings.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game for Detroit. J.J. McCarthy might be possibly returning in that game. Well, he's going to have to return because it was announced during this week that Carson Wentz is out there for the rest of the season. He was placed on IR. Was a very, you can see he was clearly in pain on last Thursday night against the Los Angeles Chargers. It was a very ugly game for the Minnesota Vikings. Justin Jefferson, he still actually didn't do that bad, but he's going to have to do a lot this week for the Detroit Lions. And speaking of the Lions, they extended Aiden Hutchinson today, 4-year deal worth $180 million. That was very important for their defense. Their cornerstone defense is now locked up, something that the Cowboys did not do to Micah Parsons.
I think this was a much-needed buy for them, too. We mentioned last week how they were out their top 5 corners going into their last game. So it's a matter of, like we mentioned before, these teams getting healthy. Detroit is a team where when they've been playing phenomenal without probably 30% of their starters. So as they consistently get more and more healthy coming off of this bye, I think they're going to be a team that's absolutely at the top of the NFL.
All right, and at number 1, still at number 1, the Indianapolis Colts, 7-1. Tantalized and toyed with the Titans, 38-14, with a huge performance by Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, Hugh said it in our last segment. Jonathan Taylor's been their front runner for MVP, and I'm surprised nobody has said this, but Daniel Jones, you got to crown him for comeback player of the year. He continues the path that he's going. Having the Giants buy out his entire contract, basically, he's going to get paid all that money, and now he's being worth all the money that he's gotten within the Indianapolis Colts. That just says a lot about the New York Giants, or you can call them the New Jersey Giants. Saquon Barkley having a big time returns when he went to Philadelphia. Now you see Daniel Jones having a big time returns in Indianapolis, and there you go.
Absolutely. I don't think the Colts are going anywhere. But with that, that'll be our show for today. Make sure to follow Buffalo Sports Insider on all our social medias, being YouTube, X, and Facebook. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.
I highly agreed with you. Power rankings mean nothing.